Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. We are live, stage 6 of the Tour de France Femmes by Swift. Big sponsor is Swift, and we are making our way up the first really tough climb of the tour for women right now. Just give me a sec. I'm actually trying a whole new streaming platform today, so bear with me for the first few moments here while I get everything organized. All right, let's see. We are live. Are we live? I don't know. It looks like we are indeed live right now, and we are here. You can see the groups. Tour de France website. We are following along. The yellow jersey group is about a minute behind. I'm going to give you some updates here. We have a breakaway group of 12 people. One of them is interesting for the general classification. That is Elise Chevy. She's also the red jersey wearer for right now, and she's only a minute 19 back. And until just a minute or two ago, the gap was 53. So she, in 12th overall, was looking to move up pretty far, but it's early. We've got a category 1 here, 10.3K at 5.6%. And then there's a nice downhill stretch for almost 8 or 9K before they go up to the Col de Chancer, which is another 6.5K at 5.5%. So right now we have this leading group of 12 people with the peloton behind by about 41 seconds. You can see here. If you're ever on this website, make sure you look at the little magnifying glass down here in the corner. Gives you the ability to zoom in pretty well and get a better sense of where they are and what their relationship is to each other. Sometimes on these longer stages, today's about 123K, we get these groups together really close, but they're actually like a minute apart. But because the dots on the map are so close, it's hard to tell. So let's, one more time, you see the Col de Béal. You can see what we have here. We've got the red jersey in that first group. That's Elise Chevy. And then in that second group, we have the actual top riders: yellow jersey, white jersey, green jersey. And the overall classification right now through 5 completed stages is that we have Kim Lecour-Pinard. She's from Mauritius. She's in yellow, up-and-coming cyclist from Mauritius with, I think, a mix Mauritius and Scottish parentage. Then you have Pauline Ferrand-Prévot in second right now, and Demi Vollering in third. So really great quality riders up at the front of the general classification. Katja Niewedoma Finney, recently married, is in fourth, just one more second behind. Van der Breggen in fifth, a couple more seconds behind. Marianne Vos in sixth. Royakkers in seventh. Sari Gigante in eighth. Puck Pieterse in ninth. We'll get back to her in a little bit here. And then Cédrine Kerbal from France, another very young rider at 24 years of age. Evita Muzic, also a very successful rider, right there in ninth. No, that was the stage from yesterday, general rankings. Yeah, Kerbal in 10th, and then it drops back. Oh yeah, Muzic was 11th overall. Chabi, that we mentioned, up in that lead group now, we can see here, with that gap of now only 33 seconds, as the peloton is whittling away at that lead. Julia Lebus in 13th overall, Niamh Fisher-Black in 14th. Some names that I was looking for: Lucinda Brand, there we go, Chloe Dygart in 18th overall from the States. Mavi Garcia, who won a stage the other day at age 41. Pretty impressive stuff. a rider born in the 80s in the women's Tour de France. How cool is that? What do we got today for a stage and conditions? It is 20 degrees C, which is 68 Fahrenheit. Winds are very light at the front of the race right now, 3 kilometers an hour as they go up the Col de Béal. Yeah, 2,475 meters of elevation gain. That is almost 8,000 feet, just under 8,000 feet. It's 123K altogether for the stage today. We're going to zoom back out just a little bit here on this. Yeah, there you go, 123.7 kilometers. Considered a mountain stage from Clermont-Ferrand to Ambert. Once they get over this col, they'll have a second, a fourth climb, but a category 2 climb, which is the Col de Chancer, before a mostly downhill finish for the last 20 or so kilometers. So yeah, about 26, 27 kilometers, mostly downhill with a slight gain again in Val-Siver. Blanka Vas, we know her, Hungarian champion, great rider, struggling again. Lorena Wiebes is struggling. They've been dropped in the last couple kilometers. So the peloton is hanging in with all of the big jerseys, but some of the big names like Blanka Vas and Lorena Wiebes already dropped. So yeah, the tour is backloaded with really difficult stages, and we're going to look at that here real quick. If we go to tomorrow's stage, stage 7, it is 159K. It's hilly. It's not quite mountainous. Today's is considered mountainous, but there's still a category 2, category 4, and then another category 2, which is 9K at 5.5%. So that's a tough one yesterday. And then we have 2 more stages, stages 8 and 9. And this is where it gets really, really crazy. You've got a category 1 on Saturday from Chambéry to Col de la Madeleine. Col de Madeleine, which the men went through just last week during the men's Tour de France. But we've got the category 1, the Col de Plainpalais, early in the stage. So that might cause some issues for sprinters. And so then a small category 2 climb about 2/3 of the way through, and then the long Col de Madeleine, 18K at 8%. This is going to really separate, pretenders from contenders on Saturday, and 112K, but boy, is it a tough one. And then on Sunday, even worse, 2 category 1s and an HC, the Col d'Arcey-la-Frasse and the Col de Joux Plaine, and then the Col de Corbière. So a really, really hard day on Sunday as well. So 3 of the last 4 stages, absolutely brutal. And now we're back to today's stage, stage 6. The gap has steadied at about 30 seconds here to the interleaved riders. I see what's happening. Somebody dropped off the front. Is it off the front? Yeah, 2. So Pfeiffer Georgi and Femke Gerritsen both broke down a little bit there, and we're not able to keep up with that 12-woman lead pack. And the peloton is still at 32 seconds overall. So you've got a group of 10 still with Elise Chabbey, only 119 out of yellow on the road. Now she's 47 seconds out of yellow, but there's still several kilometers to get to the top of the current climb. So they are probably now about 6K to go on this massive climb. Again, 10K at 5.6%. So yeah, Peloton hanging in at 31 seconds back. Two interleaved riders, as you can see here, dropped from the leading group, but still hanging on by a few seconds. I'm sure they're going to get swallowed up pretty soon here, with the Peloton trying not to lose any more time. Just 4 seconds there. And then the green jersey group is 2.5 minutes back, and that's Lorena Wiebes in the green jersey of the best sprinter overall. Let's look at the overall classification again, just to get an idea. We said Kim Lecour-Pinard, Pauline Ferrand-Prévot in second overall, Demi Vollering in third, Katia Niewiadoma in fourth, all of them within 24 seconds of each other. The green jersey overall is Lorena Wiebes again, ahead of Marianne Vos and Kim Lecour-Pinard, Demi Vollering in fourth. But Wiebes and Vos have really gotten themselves a bit of a separation there. Wiebes with 208 points and Marianne Vos with 178. And then there's a big gap back down to Lecour-Pinard at 103 points. Climber's jersey, the polka dot jersey, Elise Chabi, the one that we've been talking about, who is in that front group right now. If we look here, the front group, you can see her. She's leading that group on from 12th position, and she is, in fact, in the polka dot jersey lead. So she's probably going to try to grab a bunch of points there. I'm trying to see if they say exactly how many points you get for this climb, but I'm not seeing it right now. She's at 11 points. Smulders from the Netherlands in second on 6, and Chapman in third from UAE with 4. So Mavi Garcia, even though she had that breakaway the other day, wasn't enough points on offer for her to move up. So Elise Chabi really doing what she can to secure the polka dot jersey here. And then the youth rider standings, we have from Cofidis, we have, oops, 1 second, I'm doing this screen and this screen. Yeah, Julie Bégaud from France. Wow, 20 years old, so young to be doing so well in the Tour. And then in second, another, a Dutch rider, Nienke Winke, cool name, just turned 21 from Team Picnic Post NL from the Netherlands. And then in third overall in the youth category, we have Tizia Rio, also from France, also just turned 20. So, all right, back to the current situation. The Peloton has given back a few seconds. They're now 40 seconds off the group, 48K remaining in the stage, but only about 6K left in this climb. So things are starting to splinter a little bit. Again, we're at about 74K in. The peak here of the Col de Béal is at about 79 in. So yeah, about 5K left. The lead group is still 10 people. Some of those have been dropped. You've got Kroc and Hansen 22 seconds back, and then the Peloton with all the big name GC contenders are there. Yeah, wanted to talk a little bit about some of the riders here. If we're looking at the overall classification, I follow cycling all year long. I really like the winter season with cyclocross, and in 9th place is one of my favorite cyclocross riders, Puck Pieterse, and she is a 23-year-old Dutch rider, and she's had quite the career already at such a young age. 7 World Cup wins in cyclocross, won the World's Cross-Country Championships in 2024, 6 individual wins, including the Cross-Country World Cup, so Cyclocross World Cup, twice the Dutch national champion, World Cup champion in mountain bike, won the Tour de France Young Rider classification last year and a stage last year, and actually won Flèche Wallonne for the women this year. So a great overall rider, still quite young. We're going to see a lot of her. And she's racing all year. On the front in the yellow right now, Kimberly LaCour, like we said, from Mauritius, but with a Scottish parent. One stage win last year at the Giro, one stage win so far, and in yellow right now at this year's Tour. And she did win Liège-Bastogne-Liège this year as well. Pauline Ferrand-Prévot, who is 2nd overall right now. This is a name that everybody should know. I mean, she's a legend. And if you go through, first of all, she's already 33, but with 15 years of big-time results. And she comes from France. They call her Papillon, which is butterfly in French. And she is riding for Visma Lisa Bike right now. And she's an all-rounder. She won the World Championships in cyclocross going back to 2015, 3-time national champ in cyclocross. She won the Gravel World Championships in 2022. She won the Olympic game cross country in 2024. 5-time world champ in cross country, 2-time world marathon champs, 2-time short track champ mountain bike, bunch of European championships, 4 national championships in mountain biking, and she's won the World Cup, including 8 individual wins going back as far as 2014. One-day races, she's also won on the road, the World Race Championship back in 2014. She's won a couple of national time trials and road race championships in France. She won Paris-Roubaix this year for the women, and she won La Flèche Wallonne way back in 2014. So when you talk about longevity, pretty incredible that she's been so successful as a junior and now as a general classification competitor, going back 15 years, and in just as successful in cross-country, road, cyclocross, and mountain bike. So yeah, she can basically do it all. Another rider I've been following a lot, crossover, not doing as well. We saw her early on trying to breakaway. I think it was stage 2, and that is Shirin van Anrooy. And she's in 34th overall, 9 minutes back. Lucinda Brand, we also know her as a major crossover star in cycling. I think she's way down, 63rd overall, not having a great Tour de France Femmes avec Swift this year. So we are getting really, really close now to the top. Still, have we dropped anyone else? Look at that lead group, down to 7 riders now. So it went from 12 to 10, and now we're down to 7, and it's still Elise Chavy who's leading that. Leanne Lippert, great rider from Germany, on Movistar. She's 33rd overall, as you can see. The app is great, website, app, whatever you want to use from the Tour de France here. Everything's clickable. Everything has so much detail behind it. So she's 13 in the points and 33rd overall, and she's up there pulling with Elise Chavy. And you can see Elise Chabot we talked about earlier from FDJ Suez, first overall in the polka dot jersey, so in the mountain, the climbers category. And I think she is really, really going to push for this, because this is a big one. This is a category 1. And I still don't see the number of points that they're giving out for this, but I'm sure we will find out pretty soon. I've got, you know, what do we got here? We've got just over, maybe just under 3K to go to the top of this climb, this category 1 climb. I'm trying to see the points. The average speed today has been interesting. This was posted about 20 minutes ago. They started out the first half hour at 46 kilometers an hour. So a good 29 miles per hour. And then the second and third half hours were both at around 36. And I can imagine that this next half hour, you know, including this climb, will be slower. We saw the men going up category 1s at 24 kilometers an hour. I don't think the women are going to be in that range, probably about 20 to 21 kilometers an hour. Just depends how well they're working together right now. But you can see Elise Chabot still the highest ranked. When you look at this, you got their names, their place, their team, and their standings. Overall standing, GC gap. So she's in 12th, 119 back. All right, so if we look now at the thing, the peloton is 32 seconds back. That is still 47 seconds out of first in the overall classification. And if we look at that, what does that mean? 47th would put her about 8th right now. So she would move up from 12th to 8th if she were to maintain this gap for the remaining 45 kilometers. You look down here by the first leading group, you see the 5%, what the current gradient is, 45K left to the finish line for today's stage, that there are 8 riders in this group, and what their gap is to the next group, and that's just 1 rider. And then there's another gap from 30 seconds behind her back. So actually, interesting, Marianne Vos has been dropped by the peloton. I want to see if there's something about what happened there, because she's all of a sudden about 30 seconds. Yeah, kilometer 48 to go. So let's see, 123, 48, 75. So just a few kilometers ago on the hill, Marianne Vos dropped from the peloton. So that is big, big news, because she is 6th overall, only 37 seconds off the yellow jersey. So I think it's going to be real interesting to see if she's able to keep it from getting too bad, so that she can maybe catch up on the downhill, regroup, and then maybe stick with on the Col de Chancer, that last big climb of the day before that long, mostly downhill ride to Ambert, which will be 95, almost 30K, with just one little bump in Val-Sivière before. But right now, the peloton is moving really close to the lead pack within 25 seconds. If we zoom in here, we can see how close they are. I want to see if Chabert actually gets the point here. So let's see. Are they over the top yet? Not quite. They're still on procyclingstats.com. They have a detail of the profile. They have the overall profile and then a detailed profile. It's lagging a little bit over the Tour de France site, but yeah, they're within. Boom! I think they just went over. Let's see what the commentary says here. And the commentary, people are talking about the cutoff for the day. Green jersey 5 minutes behind already. That would be craziness if Vibes didn't make the cutoff, but we'll see. Talk to me. Let's see. So yeah, 0% grade. That means they're definitely over the top. You can see now that the first two groups are in fact over the top. Marianne Vos, 122 back. The red jersey, we've got two riders pulling away now on the downhill. Smolders and Chavi. So I'm guessing that they were the first two over. A lot of lag today on the points and on the stuff that's going on. I still don't see them posting anything about who went over first. So that's weird. I was hoping for a little better, but I know that these two riders, Chavi and Smolders, definitely went first. There's Lippert and 6 others just behind them. I mean, it's negligible. We're getting this question mark, and it's either sometimes because there's too much lag with the sensors that they're wearing, the GPS to get the position, so they're not getting that differential, or it's less than a second or two. And yeah, somebody has been, no, there we go. Now it's been updated. So now it's back to 8 riders. Okay, Lippert and Smolders. Lippert is back in it. So we're back to the 8, and now the peloton is 23 seconds back. And it's an 8% downhill now, so they are flying. Let's see if we can get a speed on this. No, they're not showing actual speed for the moment, but you can see now somehow this is starting to really string out between that breakaway, then the 25 seconds back to the peloton, then the Marianne Vos group. At least they're all over the top. But then the group 4 with the green jersey of Lorena Vibes is still way, way back there. So yeah, give me just 1 second, folks. We're going to see some more details here. What do we got? What do we got? All right, here we go. Back. We're gonna zoom out a little bit again. Try to get that profile back a little bit. You can see how fast they're getting down this long hill between the two peaks for the day, right? The Col de Béal and the Col de Chancer. Yeah, definitely a high-speed descent. Vos losing a little more time. It went from 123 to 133. So she is struggling to try to keep, wow, down to 136. Vos is just not having a great day. The peloton, we got a chaser, a couple of chasers. All right, so yeah, we now have the lead group down to 6. Chavi, Lippert, Smolders, Paladin, Castellan, Line, and Ostolaza. And they now have a 15-second gap over the 2 chasers of Coston and Chapman. And from them, it's another 13 seconds back to the peloton, which is 68 riders. So it's a big group still. I think the peloton is still very comfortable that they're going to be able to reel in this front group. Yeah, so that Col de Béal is the highest point of the race, 1,403 meters of altitude. I don't think that's the highest point of the race overall, is it? Looking at Sunday, yeah. No, it's for the stage today. So when Pro Cycling Stats says highest point of the race, they mean today. And I think they should probably say the highest point of the stage. So let's see now. Let's see what happens here. The other great thing here is how much of the elevation gain they've already completed, and that is 1,778 meters of vertical out of the 2475. So 18 over 24, they're about 3/4 of the way through the climbing today. You can see just how long that Col de Béal, even though I'm sure they don't count the climb maybe from here or from here. But it was a lot of uphill getting there, and there were a couple of bumps even before that on the way in to that Category 1 climb. But now you can see that the groups are heading down. To the pass, they drop 500 meters in just 10K. So pretty steep going down there. They're still -6, I've seen -6, -7%, 6-7% descent there downhill before they start back up the Col de Chancer. So yeah, interesting. We're getting weird kind of numbers here on the site. 25 seconds back to the Smulders group now, then 9 more back. 2 group Smulders? How does that work? S Smulders is in this group, and a little bug there. Let's refresh. Let's see if they can get us something back. Now they still got something weird going on here with 2 group Smulders and the peloton at 32 seconds back. So there's Buck Peterson, Muzic, Juliette Labousse in there, Eve Fisher-Black, Chloe Dygert's in there, of course. Mavi Garcia is in there. Shireen van Anrooy. Lotte Kopecky is in there, and so on. The Marianne Vos group, 131, so they're kind of keeping that gap. Good to see she's not losing more. I was hoping she might do a great downhill here and make it back to at least the peloton. Yeah, so once again, the situation, we're looking at a lead group of 3 riders now only, Xavi Lippert and Paladin, and they have opened up a 16-second gap on 3 other riders. And now Niewiadoma, Katja Niewiadoma has broken away from the peloton by about 12 seconds. It looks like she's trying to bridge over. This is going to get interesting because last year's winner, of course, Niewiadoma, trying to make that connection up to the front. So she's put 13 seconds into the peloton in short order and is now only 19 seconds ahead. And she's in a group of 5. That means she has swallowed up Smulders and Kerwal and Castelline, who had fallen away from the lead group. So now there's a group of 6 up front, followed by a group of 5, only 16 seconds behind. So Katja Niewiadoma trying to make a move on the bottom of the second big, well, the last climb, the 3rd climb of the day, and the Category 2. I can say in a second, but it's actually just that it's a 2. It's a Category 2 climb, and they are starting on that now. It is 6.3K in length, about 4 miles, and at 5.5% average gradient. So The wind has picked up a little. It was 2 to 3 kilometers an hour before when we started our live stream today, and it is up to 11 kilometers an hour. I see from the northwest, but I'm not sure exactly what direction. Yeah, it won't matter the direction because there's so much. If you look at this map view, you just click on that little map, you can see just how wiggly this course is. Double click to zoom or use the plus and minus here if you're following along at home on the Tour de France site as well. But you can see the main groups. You have really zoom in. This is as far as we can zoom in. It won't let me zoom in anymore. But yeah, northwest, so wind coming out of the northwest, so won't matter here. May matter a little bit here, won't matter for most of the rest. If we zoom out, yeah, there'll be a little bit here when they get up to that final climb. Maybe the last mile is into the wind. We're going to have to see if it shifts around. And then there seem to be a couple more sections. Whenever you see these sections going from the right to left, that's kind of going towards the west, towards west-northwest. This one right up into the north-northwest. So there will be several sections along there where they are into the wind before that final long descent into Ambert. So let's get back out of this view and back to this view and see what the situation is. All right, now, yeah, things have changed. Everybody is getting closer now. Oopsie. Looks like there's been a big push overall. Boy, this all went so fast. Elise Chabbey on her own, but only 9 seconds up. 9 seconds up, and now the yellow jersey group is only 8 seconds behind. And that's 22 riders, including the top 4. So Niewiadoma's breakaway attempt did not hold. Kim Lecour, Pauline Ferrand-Prévot, Demi Vollering, Katja Niewiadoma, Van der Breggen, Roy Ackers, all right there. Muzic, Labous, so Chloe Dygert, they're all right there. Mavi Garcia, 6 seconds, 9 seconds. It keeps bouncing around as they work their way now up this second category climb again. 5.5% for 6.3 kilometers, or just about 4 miles. Temperature 17°C, about 63 Fahrenheit. Really fantastic cycling weather, actually. Not seeing any indications of rain. Yeah, but Elise Chabbey really wants more mountain points. Polka dot jersey, she wants that to be hers. And she is, doing everything she can to stay away. It's going to be hard, though. Only 8 seconds. But she definitely has an opportunity here to take more points after, what I'm guessing was, in fact, the lead over the first. I'm still looking for the points. Yeah, here we go. At kilometer 37 to go, which was that Col de Béal, Elise Chabbey did get the Queen of the Mountains, the QOM. KOM for men, QOM for women. 26 points overall now for her. 15 today. Silke Smulders was second, got 11 points for that to move up to second. With 17 points overall, so Chabbey now has a 9-point lead in the Queen of the Mountains jersey, the polka dot jersey category. Brodie Chapman from Australia, third, got 10 points to give her 14, and Yara Castelline was fourth, got 4 points, and that's all. Only 4 people got points for that one. So again, Chabbey with 15, Silke Smulders with 11, Brodie Chapman with 10, and now we are on the Col de Chancer, Category 2 climb, 32K remaining, and it looks like Elise Chaber, Elise Chaby has been caught. So you've got 22 riders now. Oh, Demi Vollering has been dropped from this group. So the lead group has the yellow and red jersey. So Kim Lecour is in the lead group now, the yellow jersey rider. Pauline Ferrand-Prévot right with her. Paulina Royackers, 7th overall, she's with her. Sarah Gigante from Australia, 8th overall right there. Puck Peterse, 9th overall, 10th, 11th, 12th. Almost all the big riders. Chloe Dygert is hanging on there in 18th. Mavi Garcia is there. Lauren Lippert, Shirin van Anrooy. So this 22 rider strong group is very powerful. But Demi Vollering and Katja Niewiadoma and Anna van der Breggen all dropped. Lotte Kopecky dropped from the lead group as we go up the Col de Chancer here. Yeah, that's surprising. What do we've got? We've got about 4K left in the climb. Average speed still at 35.2. So they've lost a little bit, but still pretty amazing given the amount of climbing that they're doing today, 2,500 meters of climbing. Temperature, 20 degrees, 19 degrees C, 66 Fahrenheit. The wind eased up a little. It's back to negligible, 3 kilometers an hour, 2 miles an hour. So that is not a thing. But yeah, this leading group has 12 seconds now. Oh, no, it's a break. One rider has broken away again, and it is Maëva Squiban from France, UAE rider, and she is now opening up a gap 17 seconds. She's 36th overall, 9.5 minutes off the yellow jersey in the overall. But yeah, I mean, it's really interesting to see that breakaway. The Demi Vollering and Katja Niewiadoma remain 26 seconds back of the peloton group, the 21 riders that are following that breakaway from Maëva Squiban. I don't know how to pronounce that. Squiban. Sounds like it might be SQ. I don't usually see much of that in French usage, but yeah, she broke away. She attacked, 32K to go. But yeah, Demi Vollering struggling. Katja Niewiadoma struggling with their 3rd, 4th. Anna van der Breggen. So 3rd, 4th, and 5th place riders are not able to keep up with the yellow jersey group. They're 19 seconds back, and that yellow jersey group is 31 seconds back of Maëva Squiban in first as she goes up, you know, this last climb of the day. And again, we're looking at it, it is 6.3K with an average of 5.5%. And here we have the points. Polka dot jersey points, 5 for first, 3 for second, 2 for third, and 1 for fourth. I missed that on the last one, but yeah, they just show the result now, where Chaby got 10, Smulders 8, Brody Chapman got 6, and Castellani got 4. Leon Lippert got 2, and Coston got 1. So what do we got now? 42 seconds. This is a serious break. Squiban is not a threat, so that's probably why they're letting her go. Will she be able to keep away as we go to the finish if we we zoom out, you can see she's still not only got a ways to go, 31K, 19 plus miles to go, a lot of downhill, but there's one last uphill here, and kind of a plateau, and then a long downhill, couple of miles to finish in Ambert. So that's where we stand right now. That gap is growing. That gap in the last 5 minutes has gone from nothing to 45 seconds. She is really charging up here. Let's look at her profile a little bit here. 97th overall, 51st after the stage, 36. So she's been moving up in the yellow jersey. She 97th, 51st, 53rd, 33, 24th. So she's definitely been doing some good work there to keep moving up. She's got 3 pro victories and 13 podiums. She was in the Vuelta a Extremadura, so the women's tour of Extremadura, which is in the southwest of Spain, early in the year. What else has she? And I don't see more stuff. Let's look at 2024. Won the 4th stage in the Ardèche. Yeah, she's in her 6th season. Yeah, she had good results in the Vuelta a Extremadura in the past as well. So yeah, she's got some chops. Yeah, just trying to see when she road race, 2nd in the National Championships of France 4 years ago, and 3rd in the time trial. So definitely some serious chops there for her. So let's get back and see what she's doing. Wow. 1 minute and 1 second. All right. Oh, 55 seconds. Boy, the way the Tour de France website is updating is crazy. It's like 101, 55, 102. I'm sure they're not 6-7 second differentials happening in a few seconds. But yeah, the white jersey. Okay, here we go. We definitely have. What happened to Demi Vollering? Somebody tell me what happened to Demi Vollering here, because I'm not seeing her name show up anymore. And this has been a problem with the site at times, is that all of a sudden, nobody. People just don't show up. That was the Lorena Vivas group, now 9 minutes back. I just don't see Demi Vollering and Niewiadoma anymore. So yeah, we're going to have to see. Oh, okay. They are back in the peloton, and we're just missing it. We're just missing it. Somehow they're in between and somehow lost. I'm seeing it on different screens here. That there's about a minute gap. I'm looking at the Pro Cycling Stats site here. There's a minute gap, and then Niewiadoma, Dijkert, Vollering, Xavi, Juliette Labous, Evita Muzic, Paulina Rackers, Puk Pieterse, Anna van der Breggen, Pauline Ferrand-Prévot, Niamh Fisher-Black, Shirin van Anrooy, Sarah Gigante, Mavi Garcia, all in that group of 27 riders about a minute back. They say that group is now 21. Still not seeing the Demi Vollering name. This is just strange. But Scribon is now just about to cross that final climb of the day. You can see, we zoom in here. She is easily going to take this. She's 1 minute and 6 up. And now I finally have like sync between the two sites. They both say 1 minute 6 right now. I know Pro Cycling Stats has lags, but Tour de France site is certainly sending it to them, unless they're getting it from a third party, whoever's doing the official timing. If you can, I don't know if you can license that out, how Pro Cycling Stats does that versus the actual site. So they are over the top of this climb, the Col de Chancey. They don't have it updated yet, polka dot jersey points, but it's going to be very clear that Squibon is going to get the 1, and then the question is who gets the points for second, third, and fourth. That is yet to be determined. As you can see, the Squibon is through that Col de Chancer. And now the question is, so it's saying 110. The white jersey. This is crazy that I still can't see Demi Vollering in the Tour de France website. Unbelievable, really, to have such a gaffe. They're just missing, you know, a rider who's like third overall. That shouldn't happen. Should never happen. Should never happen. That's to be sure. So let's go back. 1:07, 1:08. Squibon still keeping that gap back to this group of 21 riders. The maillot jaune, the yellow jersey of Kim Lecourt, Pauline Ferrand-Prévot, and we're not picking up the sensor information for Demi Vollering there. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but according to Pro Cycling Stats, she is still in there. If you ever want to really understand just how good some of these ladies are and what their history of winning is, just go to their wiki page. You know, Demi Vollering is 29, almost 29 years old, 28 and a half years old, and she's won the Tour de France, she's won the Vuelta twice. She hasn't won the Giro yet, but she's also won Liège-Bastogne-Liège, Strade Bianche a couple times, Amstel Gold Race, La Flèche Wallonne, back when they had the other name, Lecourt, by the Tour de France, the Brabantse Pijl, Dwarsdorf, Flanderen. She's won so much. Yeah, 2 Vueltas, 1 Tour. And then if you really want to go crazy about stats, Marianne Vos is incredible. She's 38 now. Yeah, she's 38, turned 38 in May. Cyclocross, 7 world championships, 2 European championships, 7 national championships, 2 World Cup championships overall, and 27 individual wins there alone. Gravel World Championship, Tour de France, twice points winner, 3 times winning the Giro, 6 times winning the points in the Giro, 3 times winning the points jersey in the Vuelta, and it just goes on and on and on and on. I mean, so many races. I think they said the other day she has 200 and something total professional wins. Yeah, absolutely incredible stats. So back to the race here. Still have our leader, Maëva Squibon, French rider, and she is 1:08 up on the yellow jersey group, which still does not show Niewiadoma or Demi Vollering. The white jersey group is off of that by another 40 seconds. And now the green jersey, so the Lorena Vivas jersey, Lucinda Brand is in that group, and they are losing time hand over fist. I mean, they are another 9.5 minutes back from the white jersey group, so 11 minutes back overall. And then, yeah, 1 dropped rider, no, not 1, 13 dropped riders, 16 minutes back. So some people having a really hard time with these climbs, but who's not having a hard time is Maëva Squibon. It's just incredible, absolutely incredible. Yeah, definitely Just double checking here on some of the streaming stuff. It looks like this is still working. This is, again, I told you, this is my first time using OBS. I've been using StreamYard before and after the last live stream during the Men's Tour de France. That was a disaster. It sounded like I was underwater. Now, I don't know if that's my bandwidth. It shouldn't really be. Trying to see what my bandwidth is today. Let's see. Firefox. I just want to know, because I've had this problem. I live in Vienna right now, and there are times when I'm only getting 30 megabit. Today I'm at 102 megabit. So there should be no problem with the stream today. So hopefully, I mean, I've seen several dozen people on here, and that's great. So welcome all of you. Hopefully you're enjoying this so far. And yeah, back to the race as the green jersey continues to lose time. Another 30 seconds. And I think the reason we're starting to see so much more time right there is just because she's still, Lorena Wiebes in the green jersey is still on the uphill to the Col de Chancer, as the others are already on the way down. Like I said, there's a downhill, and then there's a little bit of an uphill into Valcivière. You can see here. And then after that, it's just downhill to the finish, downhill, flat, and then steeper downhill at the end to the finish in Ambert. So nice overview here. They had 4 categorized climbs today. The Côte de Coupière, which was a 3. Click on that real quick. You can see 1.7 at almost 7%, so steep but short. Côte de Ogorol, which was 2.5K at 5.5%. Still pretty warm down there in the mid-70s. Then we had the Col de Béal, which was 10K at 5.6, a Category 1 climb. That was really tough. And then, and you can see that Elise Chavy got 10 points for that. Did she get all of them today? She was second in that second climb. So let's start at the beginning. Yeah, she won the first climb. She was second in the second climb. She won the third climb. And she won. No, she was second at the final climb. So 2 firsts and 2 seconds today. Not bad for Elise Chavy. And if we look in that group and pull her in, she remains first here in the jersey. So you can see that she is 12th overall. Maybe this black one is on the road, because she's probably made up a couple of spots today with her movement and other people sliding back. So I think she's 10th on the road, 12th overall after yesterday. Oh, started 10th? Don't know. 12th overall after yesterday, 8th right now in the sprint jersey, 1st in the polka dot jersey. So having herself an excellent Tour de France so far. Now let's get back to the lead group here. Only 19K to go. This is going to be over in 23 minutes, 24 minutes. They do have this one little bump here again, but Maëva Squibon, 36th overall, 9.5 back. She stands to make up over a minute if she can keep this gap. Let's see if we can pull her up here. 36th overall. Yep. If she pulls back a minute, it's only going to get her up about 5 spaces, unless some of the people above her have hit the wall and they've fallen even further back. But she only stands to make up a minute on the leaders at this point. Still a minute 4. So for the last 5 or 6K from the Col de Chancer down to the bottom of the hill here. She has maintained that gap of just over a minute. 20 riders chasing at a minute 4. Again, we're not seeing Demi Vollering or Katia Niewiadoma show up in the stats right now, and I don't know why that is. They're just not showing up. The young rider jersey, Bego, she is in that next group back at 2:09, so another minute off, but again, not seeing Vollering or Katia Niewiadoma. On Pro Cycling Stats, it says that they are in the group. Yep, it says they're in the group at 58 seconds. Again, lags here and there, but they are just not showing up at all. Let's see, yeah, in that group Maillot Jaune, in the yellow jersey group. So I really don't know what's happening with the data transmission for those two riders right now. Okay, a big update now. All of a sudden, Tour de France website has done a 30-second jump in the gap, or reduction in the gap, 36-second reduction in the gap. She was down, she was up over a minute 6, and now she's only 31 seconds ahead of the group. Still no Vollering and Katia Niewiadoma. But yeah, all of a sudden that group went from 106 to 30. Pro Cycling, let's refresh and just see. And now it says 114. You can't trust the data. All right, what do we got here on the other screen on procyclingstats.com? Squibon 58 seconds ahead. They're all in the bottom of that valley, the last valley. They got this little climb now, about 100 meters of vertical. You can see they've only got 300 total meters of vertical left for the day. So maybe it's more. Maybe this is a 200 meter. This is not even a categorized climb. What's the B? The B is the bonus point. Aha. They have a bonus point coming up. So it's not a categorized climb, but they're still going to give bonuses. 6 seconds for first, 4 for second, and 2 for third. You're probably going to see quite a bit right there. Over on procyclingstats.com, we've got a nice little profile of the kilometers between 103 and 113, which is where we are right now, going into Val-Civier. Again, to that bonus point, not a classified climb. I think it should be. I mean, I'm looking at this as like 4K and a couple hundred meters. Maybe it's 4 to 5%. It's not even classified as a climb. Just bonus seconds. It's interesting. Maybe they're just trying to mix things up a little, but I think it would have qualified as a climb. And now it says 1 minute and 21. So again, just really, really bad data coming in, or inconsistent data coming in, that had them all of a sudden, the Peloton group only 30 seconds back, and then now it's 122. I mean, I've only been talking about it for about a minute, and all of a sudden the gap has changed so dramatically. So 122 from Maeva Squibon, UAE, team rider, 36th overall. Will definitely make up a few spots in the next GC category because so many people have fallen back. You can see the green jersey, the Lorena Wiebes jersey, 14 minutes back now. Boy, they're just getting crushed. So yeah, if Squibon is 36th overall, then anybody in that group better than her, 30th and 35th. So they'll both fall behind her. The white jersey group, 16th, 17th, 19th. Yeah, if they're not careful, she may move up several spots. So what do we got? 122. Yeah, we got some consistency now again between the two sites. We got 122 on both of them now, actually, on Pro Cycling Stats and on latourfemme.fr, which is what we're following along with here. I'm going to zoom in one more time to show that this is definitely a pretty decent climb, but not a categorized one, and bonus seconds are on offer at the top: 6 seconds, 4 seconds, and 2 seconds. And then from there, it is 12K, about half of it flat and about half of it fairly steep downhill to the finish in Ambert. If you've been following along on the overall map of France, we can look here. This is today's stage. If you zoom out, the tour has basically gone starting in the northwest of the country, up here in Bretagne, in Vannes. That's where they started. They did stage 1 and stage 2 and stage 3 and stage 4 and stage 5. They just keep moving east, southeast across the country. They are right outside Lyon by the end of today, and Saint-Étienne, and then into the Alps. Col de Madeleine on offer later in the weekend. So hard day today, mountain stage. Let's do that real quick. Let's go back to the race and yeah, just one second, because I want to just race center. We want to get out of the race center for a minute and go back overall. The route, yeah, there we go. So mountainous, not yesterday. You know, stage 6, that's today's stage. Pretty mountainous with category 1, category 2, and 2 3s. Tomorrow, a little less. Still, well, today's is 2,400 meters of climbing. Tomorrow's 1,900 meters of climbing. And then stage 8 is 3,500 meters of climbing. And then they finish with another super mountainous stage with 2,800 meters of climbing. So the race keeps moving to the east and towards the Alps. As you can see here, they started up here in the northwest, and now they're just going. Ambert, this is today where they finished, and they're going to go over to Bourg-en-Bresse, to Chambéry, to Saint-François-Longchamp, to Châtel. So that is the way the course is going, and now you can see we're getting closer to that bonus seconds, and it looks like Maëva Squiban is going to hold everybody off up to those bonus seconds. There's just not much left for it. We zoom way in. Yeah, they're 1 minute and 20 behind. The Queen of the Mountain jersey has now dropped a bit. Anna van der Breggen and Elise Chabi have dropped behind the yellow jersey group by another 36 seconds. So that's going to be a tough one. Who's in this? 7th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 13th, 15th, 18th. Anybody from far back in the field in that group today? 69th, Kontova, Castelline, 53rd. So Smulders, who we saw in the Queen of the Mountains, the QOM, getting a bunch of points today. They stand to make up quite a good bit of ground. So 23 riders now chasing one, Maëva Squiban, and then another 4 riders have been dropped from that group. And I got to be honest, I really don't know what's going on with 2 riders that I can't find in here. Katia Niewiadoma and Demi Vollering not showing up on the Tour de France website in any of the groups. ProCyclingStats.com has him in the peloton, in the chasing group of 19 riders. So Niewiadoma, Dijkert, Vollering, Juliette Lebeau, Savita Muzic, Royackers, Puck Pieterse, Anna van der Breggen, Pauline Ferrand-Prévot, Shirin van Anrooy, Sarah Gigante, Mavi Garcia, all in this group of 19 riders that are a minute and 20-ish back of Maeva Squibon. All right, overall speed still at 36 for the day. Not bad. Temperature is rising as we've come down out of the hills now. It's up to 22 degrees Celsius, 72 degrees Fahrenheit, and the wind is still negligible at under 5 kilometers per hour. They only have about 100 meters total positive elevation to cover today. This is the third most elevation in a day. We saw stage 8 is going to be 3,800, stage 9 is going to be about 2,800, and today is 2,500-ish. So definitely the third hardest stage, what I would say, in the Tour. And then tomorrow, kind of a little bit of a rest day before the weekend really, really crushes these riders. All right, how far back is Lorena Wiebes? We still don't know anything about the cutoff. Green jersey, 14 and a half minutes behind. They're with a group of 30 riders, so 30, 41, 54 riders are more than 14 minutes back right now. That's crazy. That is so crazy when you think of the gaps. And if you look overall, 14 minutes lost just today, when basically 50 people were within 40 minutes, and now 50 more are gone. How many we got in the race total? 135 are in the race. 135 total in the race at this point. Withdrawals. We had a couple. Stage 6, Valentina Cavalar from Austria, and Mi Bjørndal Ottestad from Norway. Let's see, Marlon Reusser, again, the big loss for this tour. The Movistar Superstar withdrew during stage 1 after a bad crash. Other big riders, Elisa Longo Borghini did not start stage 3. Gasparini from UAE did not start stage 4. UAE got hit hard. At least 3 retirements there. Kristen Faulkner gave up after stage 5, as did Elisa Balsamo. Big names there. Yeah. So, just like with the men, a couple of really tough withdrawals to deal with. All right, the bonus seconds are in. Squibon gets the 6. As you can see, the others aren't quite there. Let's zoom in just a little bit. You can see the next group is going to be sprinting for this. If Marianne Vos, Demi Vollering is in this, I'm sure she's going to be right up there going for it. Puck Pieterse, also a really good sprinter. So let's see who takes these points as you can see they're almost there at the bonus. So again, not a climb, bonus seconds, 6, 4, and 2 for this checkpoint in Valcivière. And they are through. So Kim Lecor took 4 seconds, and Katja Niewiadoma took 2 more. So there's 4 more seconds and 2 more seconds for the first 2 in the general classification. So they really knew what they were doing strategy-wise to get up here and get those points, those seconds, when it really mattered, so that they could bolster their position if everybody comes in together. All right, final 10K. Final 10K of the stage. The gap that Mavis Squivin has opened up is steady. She is 117 up, somewhere between 115 and 120, given the two sites that I'm seeing. They are pretty much done. The last 40 meters of elevation gain should be happening here in the next couple of moments before it's almost all down. There are just a couple of little bumps here on this plateau. If we zoom out, we might see it a little better. Yeah, this thing from the bonification, the bonus station to the end, there are a couple little ups and downs that you don't see here. The detail profile on the procyclingstats.com shows it a little better. And now we have a report of an attack by Niewiadoma, but after the points, again, Pro Cycling Stats showing stuff that Tour de France is not showing. So I wonder if Niewiadoma is going to try to get over to Squivin. It's 1 minute and 14 in 9.5K. That's asking a lot. That's asking for 70, almost 8 seconds per kilometer. Tough. Doable, but tough. Depends how well Squivin managed her effort over these last 25K or so, where she's been on her own since the Col de Chancer. Yeah, Niewiadoma, Vollering right there leading that chasing peloton group. Finally, here we go. We're finally getting Juliette Labousse. Squivin is there. Did somebody? Okay, this is really confusing now. It says that Juliette Labousse is on her own and has broken away about 6 seconds ahead of the yellow jersey group. And now that yellow jersey group does have Demi Vollering and Katja Niewiadoma in it again. They had been conspicuously missing for the last 20 minutes or so. But yeah, Juliette Labousse, a really good rider, has broken away by almost 10 seconds now over the yellow jersey group, and she's going to try to go in and get a little glory at the end. Maybe try to reel in Mavis Squivin on this downhill. Maybe she's trusting her downhill skills to pull away. Still, it's only 5 to 10 seconds that she's pulled away from the chasers. And yeah, it still looks like 1 minute 20. 8K to go, 7.9 to go. Squivin would really have to mess up here to not bring this victory home today on stage 6 of the Tour de France Femmes 2025 by Swift, avec Swift. Dropped rider, 13 of them, way back 22 minutes behind. The green jersey still losing time. Lorena Wiebes lost 14 minutes, 15 minutes, 15 and a half minutes, moving up to almost 16 minutes now that she's lost today. The white jersey, only 4.5 minutes. The Queen of the Mountains, Elise Chabi, 12th overall, and Anna van der Breggen losing 3 minutes overall here. So they may end up with some troubles. Yeah, they're going to definitely lose 2.5 minutes and probably several places in the overall. So Van der Breggen was 27 seconds back. She's now going to be 3+ minutes back. 3+ minutes back is going to put you down somewhere maybe between 15th and 20th. So we shall see what happens there. But interesting to see the two of them. Shabby was having such a great day, but I guess she did all she needed to do to get her QOM points in Jersey, and that she will be trying to, in fact, only focus on that over stages 8 and 9 over the weekend. I mean, there's some stuff tomorrow, but I think the big points, the big money for the polka dot jersey will be Saturday and then a bit on Sunday in the final stage. 9 stages this year, one more than last year as they move that up. Oh, back to live. Here we go. All right, 127 to Labous. Labous still holding on to that 5-second lead. There is a big downhill here, as you can see. Yeah. 2 has been shattered. Minute 31. Yeah, this doesn't make much sense at all. That this is a minute and 31 gap, and that this is a 2-second gap. Please. I mean, it's just pretty silly. The way the updates are flowing in here to the Tour de France website. Over here on the pro cycling, let me see if I bring that over. Huh? There we go. Let's look at that. You can see where they are. They have Labous now with 8 seconds over the rest of that favorites group. And here you can see this detailed profile of just how much of a drop from about 840 meters above sea level down to 660 and beyond. So this is Scrivant, this is Labous, and this is the favorites group. 1, 2, 3, as they come down through here. And we'll switch back to the Tour de France website. Yeah, they still have it as 6 seconds behind. Temperature really starting to pick up as they come out of the hills. It's now up to 24 C, 75 Fahrenheit. Wind remains negligible. All right, 4K to go. He's screaming down here, 6% downhill gradient. They don't have her speed currently. I was hoping they'd have like her downhill speed here. See if these women are hitting like 80, 75, 80 on the downhills, especially on 6, 7%, up to 1.5 minutes. So she's really torching the downhill part here in these last few kilometers. Is pretty amazing stuff. Yeah, definitely want to see how she does the rest of the tour. She, like I said, she's gonna make up some time. There are people way ahead of her that are way behind right now. Green jersey, Queen of the Mountain jersey, 4.5, almost 5 minutes behind overall. And then of course that white jersey is now 5.5 minutes behind. And the green jersey group, with a bunch of people who are in fact ahead of her at the end of stage 5, have lost 17 minutes. So definitely took its toll today. If today took its toll with only one category 1, a couple 2s and a 3, then I hate to see what Saturday and Sunday do to the pack. See, today was 1-1, 1-2, and 2 3s. So challenging, 475 meters of elevation gain. So work to be done, no doubt, over these 123 kilometers. But yeah, 2.3. So she's inside the 3K window. I still need to look and see if they do that the same way that the men, that once you get within 3, that if there's a crash, nothing changes in the overall. So definitely want to figure that out still, because I think that's a pretty good rule, because especially the way these courses have been set in recent years, is just nothing but crashes. I don't understand why just crash, crash, crash. It drives me a little bit crazy. So many good riders out of the Tour de France on the men's side, so many good riders out of the Tour de France on the women's side, and now just, you know, wondering about that rule to make sure that if people do get within 3K, that even if there's a big crash, road furniture, stupidest term I've ever heard, you know, shitting away. Why do you keep putting shit in the way? And yeah, bugs me no end. I know, silly, right? 121, the gap is pretty consistent. Juliette Labousse trying to hold that 5-second advantage over. Check in again one more time here. Yeah, you're going to have to excuse, there seems to be a little bit of hammering going on outside my window. All right, here we go. Yeah, 126, Labousse, 8 seconds. There is an uphill finish. An uphill finish. The last 600 meters are uphill. 1%, 3%, 3%. So not terrible, but definitely after all this downhill, you still got to hoof it up there one more time. Let's zoom in one more time over here just to watch. There's only 300 meters left for Maëva Squiban. She has definitely got this in the bag. She's coming off the final hill there, starting to go uphill these last 200 meters at 3%. And she will bring home a very nice victory. Her first Pro Tour victory, we talked about a little bit earlier, was stage 2 of the Vuelta a Extremadura in 2023, and she is in. Victory. There we go. Nice. Maëva Squiban took it upon herself to take off about 30-40K from the finish, and she held on through a couple of downhills, the bonus second climb. There we go. Stage winner, 3 hours and 20 minutes, 46 seconds from UAE. The cutoff is 39:48, so about 40 minutes and 10 seconds will be the cutoff. You can see 132 people still racing. Good stats here. But yeah, what do we got? We still got a minute 26, so we're gonna wait to see now who grabs the other points at the finish. We've got Labousse in second. She's going to take, so if it's 10.64, which it usually is, Squiban's going to get her 10. And then Labousse will probably get the 6 because she's got about 8 seconds on the other group of favorite riders. So we're going to stay with you all until, until let's say the bulk of the riders are in. Okay, time since the finish. We should have Labousse coming across now. Trying to just get confirmation here. Labousse. Cedrine Cabal is trying to get that 3rd place finish. Okay, Labousse does get 2nd. Definitely got that. Kim Lecor in 3rd. Wollering in 4th. So yeah, we definitely have that. Got our top 3 right there. Squiban, Juliette Labousse, Kim Lecor, Pinard. And now let's just look one more time over at the official classification. stage 6. Yeah, Scribon, Vollering in 4th, minute 13 back. Labous was able to hold that 4-second advantage over the rest of the group. And then, yeah, you have a whole group of this 21 people who came in, 16 people, 15, 14 people who came in at 1:13 back. That's Kim Lecour, Demi Vollering, Wodlarczyk, Van Pachterbeke, Pauline Ferrand Prévost, Valliere, Roy Ackers hanging in. Puck Peterson, top 10, stage finish right behind her teammate Roy Ackers. Niewiadoma, Anna van der Breggen, after a small bout of trouble towards the end, able to get back to 11th. Katia Niewiadoma, Polish rider for Canyon SRAM, in 12th. Mavi Garcia right there in 13th. Kerbal in 14th. Music in 15th. Sarah Gigante in 16th. And Ricarda Bauernfeind in 17th there. And that's all that is in at this point. Being nice to see that live tracking again. Let's see, to try to get a sense here. Yeah, so there's this group coming around. 3 riders, Chabi, Marcus, and Ostalaza. Chabi had a great day, got a lot of Queen of the Mountains points. In first, keeps her polka dot jersey for sure. After this race, 12th overall. That may change a little bit because she's lost now a good 3 minutes. But yeah, can see them just riding up these last couple 100 meters up the hill. And they will come in and we'll get the refresh. And it's three riders, so it'll be 18th, 19th, and 20th overall coming in here in just a moment. Yep, they're in. Yeah. Was it? So Malkati, Wiley, Ostalaza, Gontova, Fisher Black, Shireen van Anrooy in that group. 3.5, 320 to 329 back. Shireen van Anrooy in 23rd currently. And then the next group, let's see who's in this group. Yeah, the white jersey is in the next group, and they are still almost 5 minutes behind. We had seen the gap at about 4:40. This tells me that they are still 4.6 from the finish, and most of that is downhill. So they'll probably be like 3.5 to 4 minutes to get to the bottom of the downhill, and then they've got those last 300 meters to come up the hill. And that's 7 riders. And then after that, it's a long way back to the green jersey group of Lorena Wiebes and Lucinda Brand. And who else? Schweinberger from Austria, some great results. Reinbeek, we saw her early on, very active rider in the first couple of stages. But there's 16K to go. There are over 20 minutes to go. So I think they'll all get in from those groups. Yeah, I think they'll all get in under the 40-minute umbrella, you know, the time limit. But yeah, let's get back out of here. There we go. Get out of the race center and go back to, oh yeah, really. Get back to the main website. There we go. Scribon wins in Ambert. Rankings for today. Once again, we see it. Maëva Scribon, UAE team rider. Nice pull for like 30 or 40K to take the stage. Juliette Labous, broke away from the favorites group in the last 5K, managed to bring a 4-second advantage in to finish second. She got some seconds, so 16-second bonus for Squivon, 6 for, I guess it's for the whole day or overall. Kim LaCour finished third, podium for the day. Demi Vollering in fourth, just right there on the same time with Larchuk of Poland in fifth, Van Pachtebeke in sixth, Pauline Ferrand-Prévot, the grand old dame too of cycling, still doing so great. And let's look now at the overall as we wrap it up for today here at stage 6. So yeah, 26 seconds. Kim LaCour Pinard has 26 seconds over Pauline Ferrand-Prévot. And that's 26 seconds is bonus seconds, because the gap in bonus seconds between her and Kim LaCour and Pauline Ferrand is 26 seconds, and the gap in bonus seconds is 26 seconds. So that's the gap right now in the overall standings. 30 seconds to Niewiadoma, also an exact gap based on bonus seconds. Demi Vollering in fourth, 31 behind. So second to fourth is only a 5-second gap. Then Anna van der Breggen in fifth, 35 seconds back. Paulina Royackers in sixth, Sarah Gigante in seventh, Puck Petersen in eighth, Kerbal in ninth, and Evita Muzic in 10th, already 124 back. So that's where we are for today. Thanks a lot for joining in. We've had a good stream today. Thanks everybody for coming, and we will see you tomorrow on the channel. Bye for now.